You don't look like a placeholder tonight.
Then what do I look like?
Like the woman who owns this room.
Is Varnt charity laundering provenant?
If the accusation holds, we withdraw the lot and apologize publicly. But before you convict it, look at the full restoration and transfer chain. Recovered post-war, registered restoration, legal reacquisition, certified metal weld markers here, independent verification, end of question.
She's better than PR.
Tonight's response speaks for the Vaughn family. And she is not some nominal wife. She is Mrs. Vaughn.
Mrs. Vaughn. Good evening, Mrs. Vaughn.
Now you understand fear.
She wants to be Mrs. Vaughn? Then I'll show the world how she got rented into that house.
Wait, what?
So touching. I'm almost moved by my own wedding.
What exactly is going on?
Simple. I didn't feel like marrying him, so I hired a cheap stand-in.
A stand-in?
Stand-in? She fooled the Vaughners.
You didn't think this dress made you me, did you? You're not fit to polish a rich man's shoes. Show's over. Get out. I'll take the money. I earned it.
The wedding goes on.
Alexander, you were supposed to...
The woman I choose as my wife is the one who stayed.
She's just a stand-in!
The substitute was the wedding, not her.
From this moment on, don't even think about running.
What the hell did you do to him? I didn't do anything. You were paid to replace me. Know your place.
I said get out.
You'll regret this. The wedding was already ruined. Why keep going?
Because you stayed.
I stayed because I needed money.
I know. Leo's surgery is in 3 days. You couldn't afford it before.
You investigated me?
I investigate everyone who stands beside me.
You cannot seriously marry her.
The wedding is done. 1 year. Stay married. I cover your brother's surgery, recovery, all of it.
His condition is worsening. We need a decision now.
If I sign, he gets the best chance.
Yes. There's one more clause.
What does that mean?
It means this ends when I say it ends.
Mrs. Vaughn.
Sit. A substitute will never become a Vaughn wife.
I never saw myself as anyone's replacement.
Then what are you?
A temporary party to a deal.
Good. Then don't expect anything from this family.
This way, ma'am. Keep the accident story buried. They don't need to know I've been conscious all along.
Do we move on Sophia's fund now?
Not yet. Eavesdropping is a bad habit.
You were never really unconscious, were you?
Some rumors are useful when people believe them.
And me. Was I part of your plan too?
The wedding wasn't. When everyone else wanted out, you stayed.
What makes you think I'll keep cooperating?
The cheapest Mrs. Vaughn?
You made the news, sis.
Don't watch that.
They're doing this because of me, aren't they?
No. Not because of you.
Mr. Vaughn approved the top team. Your brother now gets priority.
Did you deceive your way into marriage? Are you just Sophia's cheap replacement?
What you brought here isn't marriage. It's scandal.
I can make a statement.
No, you'll only make us look worse. Starting today, you train. Learn not to look like an imposter. I hear you used to act. Then act elegant. Wrong posture, wrong hand, wrong angle. Again. One mistake, start over.
That won't be necessary. Who gave you the right to humiliate my wife?
I was only helping her adapt.
You're fired. My wife does not sit exams for this house.
Miss Sophia invites Mrs. Vaughan to tomorrow's luncheon.
Everyone knows Sophia isn't inviting you to lunch.
Don't choose anything too attention-seeking.
Afraid I'll outshine her?
Afraid you'll get torn apart even worse.
What if I don't go?
You have to. A Vaughn wife doesn't hide.
Are you tracking me?
I'm assessing risk.
Am I part of that risk?
For now.
Then why let me walk into Sophia's trap?
Because you won't hide.
You sound sure I'm not walking into a slaughter.
If you can't handle it, stand behind me.
Do you always protect your business arrangements?
No.
What?
Wondering if you'll turn lunch into a war zone.
And if I do?
Then win beautifully.
Why is Sophia so scared of losing her place?
Because she's good at occupying what was never hers. Today, you're not just facing Sophia.
Which part?
If it gets too much, stand behind me.
Welcome. Today's theme is Antiques and Legacy.
That's her. The replacement bride.
Chin up.
You brought me here for this?
No. For them to hear you.
Don't embarrass the family.
I'll try not to.
Sophia, thoughts on Alexander attending with his wife? Some seats look easy to take. Harder to keep.
A rare late 19th century enamel court clock.
What?
That date is wrong.
I'm sorry?
Careful. Lunch is an improvs class. If this were original, the crackle wouldn't be this even. And that gilt edge, later restoration. Cheap one.
Is she bluffing?
Best case, rebuilt. Worst case, parts from 3 clocks.
We may need to verify the catalog.
How did you know? Not today.
For you. Who gave you that? Read it again.
No name, just a number.
Don't let them find your brother first.
I'm going to the hospital.
Then we go now.
You've been digging into me too.
I don't like unknowns.
Funny. I'm married to one.
The clock today you didn't guess.
No.
Who trained you?
A place that doesn't exist anymore.
Nina, you okay?
You tell me.
I want security logs. This floor. Tonight.
That guy always this intense?
Hey!
He was here.
That date is wrong.
You took your time.
Someone gave me this.
One question first. How much are you not telling me?
You investigated me, used my brother to get me into this marriage, and now you want honesty?
Better. That sounds real.
What's that supposed to mean?
After today, nobody sees you as decoration anymore.
They'll dig.
Already happening.
Sophia wants my whole past dragged out?
So do I. Threat?
Or a warning? Did you know I wasn't just some actress?
I knew you were hiding steel. Didn't know trustees would lose their minds over you.
If I turn out to be more trouble than you bargained for?
Then I take the trouble too.
Some people binge read after marriage and call themselves experts.
Public personas are easy to manufacture.
Scared?
I used to be.
Now?
Now I want to know what she's afraid of.
We've been looking for you for years, Miss N. Someone who knows more about your past than you do.
Name yourself.
Not a threat, a warning. Stay with the Vaughnts, and more eyes turn to you.
What did he say?
They've been looking for me for years.
Who's they?
Don't know. But not Sophia. Can I help you?
Nina Grant?
Where did you get that?
Your brother's crash wasn't an accident.
Say that again.
Someone paid hush money, didn't it?
How do you know that?
Miss Grant, your brother's awake.
Don't trust the report. And someone's looking into Leo.
Was someone outside?
You saw him?
I think I saw him the day of the crash. By that black van.
No way.
Everyone here is known to the family, except one.
She used to be broke.
Manners can be learned. Reading? Not so much.
You sound very prepared. If it's not you, just say so. You seem weirdly invested in that.
Give me the box.
Absolutely not.
Give it to her.
In my house, no one throws dirt at my wife and walks away.
Guest rooms and personal items?
Everything.
We found it! In Mrs. Varden's room.
Oh my God! How? That's not retail.
This wasn't about jewelry.
What did you see?
A transfer code. Same format as the one tied to Leo's crash.
Her room. Case closed.
I'm being generous, not calling the police.
Maybe she panicked. People do stupid things under pressure.
You talk like you've staged this before.
Give me the box.
Absolutely not.
Give it to her.
This is a transfer tag. Oh, wow. Now she's a logistics expert, too? I don't need to know jewelry. I just know what doesn't belong.
Trace the company.
A weird tag doesn't prove she didn't steal it. Then let's use cameras, not gossip.
The line was tampered with.
Convenient. Her hallway camera dies.
Pull the auxiliary feed at the corridor junction. That angle barely catches anything. Run it.
Pause. Zoom the sleeve. That badge belongs to Sophia's event crew.
So my jewelry was used to frame someone? And we got a blurry badge proves nothing?
A blurry badge proves nothing. It proves I wasn't the only target tonight.
We found the storage code. Same transit hub processed the jewelry box and old traffic accident files this week.
Leo's case?
This just stopped being a party.
The jewelry was never the point.
You saw that too.
Public humiliation, stall me, test you, warn me off Leo's crash.
So who?
Sophia. But not alone. That badge only shows up on her event staff.
Pull every outsourcing, storage, legal, and crisis PR contract tied to her company. 3 months back. Scared?
If I say yes, will you stop me?
No. I'll just put twice as many people on her.
We switched the piece and placed it where instructed.
Funds route back to Sophia's management capital. She wasn't just ruining my name. She was checking how much I know.
Then she has her answer. Vance pulled the core investment.
Over her?
Not just funding. Legal freeze, too.
That van.
Registered to a shell company used for celebrity logistics. Long-term ties to Sophia's team.
I'm not stopping.
I'm with you.
Miss Grant, your brother's room just lost power. Someone tampered with the staff roster.
Move!
We stabilized him. Hold everyone on this list.
No.
You want to let this slide?
This one's sloppy. Whoever's really behind it didn't touch the roster themselves. Don't spook the top layer.
Full-face rumor says Sophia already has it!
Don't underestimate Nina. Don't underestimate Nina.
On what grounds? A husband? Fashion buys face, access, story. I am the story.
Nina! Here just to make an appearance? Sophia said to have this locked. Comment?
Comment?
Locked and won are not the same.
You know it.
More than that, Sophia should never be using it.
This crown is the soul of tonight's campaign.
Touching something once doesn't make it yours. I want the campaign.
Why?
Because I restored it.
Before we name the face, we're still looking for one person. The anonymous restorer who once saved this crown. When this crown was nearly lost, an anonymous restorer brought it back. If she ever returned, this crown would recognize only one true muse.
Only one?
If she matters that much, why haven't her in years?
Because she never signed her name.
You stepping out?
Inspiration and representation aren't mutually exclusive.
Even if she exists, I'm still the one best positioned to tell the brand story. You're wrong. What are you doing now?
If you're looking for the woman who restored that crown, she's here.
You've lost your mind.
Proof.
Third filament on the left. It snapped. Original method failed. I used reverse embossing to hide the break. There's a reinforcement line inside the base. You only catch it under reverse light.
That detail was never in the file.
Anyone can memorize trivia. Not trivia. It was never documented.
Light. On the crown, please.
It's her.
Then we can read the final line. If this house ever names a hidden muse, it will be her. Congratulations, Nina. The global face is Nina Vaughn.
Campaign dates, fittings, global press, all fittings are confirmed.
You look beautiful tonight.
Just beautiful?
No.
You were worthy of the crown.
Sophia's sponsors are pulling out. Stock's dropping.
She fixed one stupid crown and suddenly I'm the one erased?
I warned you. She's not just some crying stand-in.
She got lucky.
No. She's dangerous because she always has a card you didn't know existed.
Why did you come tonight?
You thought I wouldn't?
You hate public events.
That was before.
Sis, you went viral again.
Less scrolling, more breathing.
You look like you were always meant to wear that crown.
The duty system was accessed by a temp technician. Staffing company overlaps with a recent Sophia vendor.
Leo?
Tonight's equipment verification signature was altered.
This wasn't a malfunction.
You stayed all night.
Someone switched his meds, and the hallway footage is gone.
Who?
Not who. Why? This wasn't about Leo, it was about me.
Lena,
Don't talk.
that black van. I saw it again in the parking lot.
Delition used internal access.
Who has that access?
Senior admin and the outsourced security firm.
I want the full plate.
Right this way.
What the hell? Why wasn't this in the official report?
We were told to revise the conclusion.
You want this road open? I clear it.
Why are you helping me?
Because this time, you're not alone.
So you were there that night. Same pattern, different victims. This isn't just Sophia, it's a clearing machine.
Smeag money routes through shells, ends in Victor's fund.
Dirtier than we thought.
You've seen this before?
A week before the crash, I shot something like this.
Who was in it?
Victor's people, Sophia's management team. I was going to give it to the press. Then my camera disappeared, then the crash.
So you didn't find a secret, you found their kill switch.
Burn whatever's left.
And Miss Sophia?
Tell her to stay useful.
She's a stand-in. She doesn't get to rise.
Are you insane?
It's all we had left. What is that?
Slow. Don't lose more.
I've never seen this before.
Looks like a crest.
This isn't decorative.
Then what is it?
Part of the old Moray Art Coalition crest. Europe. Retired 20 years ago.
You're sure?
That iris and crown combo? Impossible to mistake.
So you weren't just some random orphan?
Feels more like someone cut half my life out.
Who are you?
Someone who doesn't want you buried in lies any longer.
Why now?
Because they're burning evidence, which means they're scared you'll remember.
Meet me.
Tonight. Come alone.
I know this is a lot.
Then don't waste my time.
A child vanished in transit.
You're saying I'm that girl?
I'm saying this was stolen from you.
That's insane.
The file says the girl had a crescent scar at the back of her neck.
Who is she?
Isabelle Moret, your mother.
You don't have to believe it tonight.
It's not that I don't believe it, I just don't know who I've been this whole time.
A file never decided that.
You're back. You're attending next week's gala with me.
I thought you didn't want me near family affairs.
Not every door stays shut forever. From today on, you have access.
You don't look like a placeholder tonight.
Then what do I look like?
Like the woman who owns this room.
Is Varnt charity laundering provenance?
If the accusation holds, we withdraw the lot and apologize publicly. But before you convict it, look at the full restoration and transfer chain. Recovered post-war, registered restoration, legal reacquisition, certified metal weld markers here, independent verification, end of question.
She's better than PR.
Tonight's responses speaks for the Vaughn family. And she is not some nominal wife. She is Mrs. Vaughn.
Mrs. Vaughn.
Good evening, Mrs. Vaughn.
Now you understand fear.
She wants to be Mrs. Vaughn? Then I'll show the world how she got rented into that house.
Three hours tops before full breakout. We suppress now or lose the narrative.
Then shut it.
Don't!
You know what this is?
She wants the world to remember I got picked for my face. Then let her post it.
You want to let this spread?
I'm betting she can only see my past, not where I stand now. She has no idea what public execution looks like.
Don't get sloppy. She's holding other cards.
Her scandal is the card.
If you want this gone, I can erase it.
Not this time. I want to end it myself.
Okay.
You're not even asking what I'm planning?
For once, I want to trust you all the way.
Then let's do this.
Sophia's comeback is all but sealed.
Tomorrow resets the board.
Judge is handled.
The right people will see. The right people will stay quiet.
This is unreal. I didn't just restore the crown.
So tomorrow you stop hiding.
I've hidden long enough.
Then let them see.
I need dominance, not pretty. Once the stand-in contract hits live...
Call the board. Now.
Tomorrow belongs to us.
Not borrowed this time.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes, it's me.
And here comes Sophia! What is that crown? Before we begin, I have something the world deserves to see.
Is it real? Were you hired to replace the bride? What?
The world should know she got in by face, not by name. Yes. The contract is real. The wedding started as a transaction. You wanted my past? Fine. Then let's release my real identity too.
You're... what?
Who is that?
I am Gabriel Moreau, speaking for the board.
Moreau?
We are here tonight to confirm the identity of a long-lost heir.
No way.
Is this real? She's an heiress?
Nina has been formally identified as the first-order heir to the Moray Art Consorberus.
My story did begin with a contract, but that was never all of me. From today on, no one defines for me.
Cut the feed.
We can't. The board locked the system.
But there's one more thing. My brother's crash was not an accident. Recovered footage. The night my brother crashed. Brake line, cut, not failed. These are fake! Great. Challenge them one by one in court.
Cut the feed! We're locked out!
It was me. I photographed deals with media and investors. My camera vanished. Then I got hit.
No, I didn't. Maybe you didn't order every move, but you enjoyed every road they cleared for you. Blacklists, bought awards, lies, fake charity, a crash cleanup.
Answer the allegation!
Effective tonight, the Vaughn family is initiating formal legal action against Sophia and all related parties.
We need to cut ties. Now.
Pause every project tied to her. They can't do this.
The Varns can.
Effective immediately, Vaughn Capital liquidates all entainment funds tied to Sophia's family. Risk notices go out to all partners tonight.
No, you can't do this to me. Why? I've known you for years. I stood with your family. I should have been beside you.
You're wrong. You think you lost to a wedding? What was a substitute was the ceremony, not her life.
Say that again! Say that again! Say that again! Say that again! Say that again!
She never stole anything. She never stole anything. She never stole anything. Did your public shaming backfire?
What about the bought awards and the crash allegations?
I had no knowledge of the fund operations. Media payments were handled by subordinates.
Then this should be a surprise.
Burn the old material.
You want it out clean? Too late.
I stayed quiet too long. My sister stood alone long enough. I'm done letting that happen.
What is this?
The show's over.
Nina. Is this your answer?
The wedding started as a transaction. Truth's out, debts are settled. So if I stay with you now, it can't be because anyone arranged.
You think if I ask you to stay, it's still a deal?
I don't know. I just know I won't live one more life somebody else chose for me.
You're really letting her walk?
I didn't want to let her go the day we got married.
Then why admit it now?
Because I thought protecting her was enough to keep her. But what she wanted was choice.
The board is ready for you.
I'll go back. But not to run from here. To make sure the next life I live is mine.
Nina. Give me one chance. Not to keep you, to win you back. And marry you right this time.
Effective immediately, Nina Moreau leads the consortium's film group.
How do you define this new identity?
Not new. Just mine. Finally.
Thank you, Nina.
She fits that seat.
I knew.
So, did you get her back?
I'm still in line.
Madam, everything's confirmed.
Not that title. Not yet. Sorry. Miss Nina.
This was requested to be delivered right before the ceremony.
This time, I wear it by choice.
Sis, you look like a queen.
Not like one. I finally became one.
The first time I stood here, I thought marriage was duty. This time, I'm here for one reason. You. For the rest of my life, I choose you above everything.
The first time, fate pushed me here. This time I walked to you myself. Not as a substitute. Not as a deal, not as PR. As me. I do.